made a list of things that you noticed about this sentence. Let's read this sentence together first, real quick. Let me hear you. Fluent reading. Let's read together. Dad dished up 3 plates side by side with big pieces of pie and giant scoops of ice cream. Very good. What did you notice about this sentence? Yes, ma'am.
That giant. It describes the giants. It describes the scoops of ice cream giant.
Okay, good. It's descriptive with words like she said giant. Other than giant. Is there anything else that's descriptive?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Big, giant, and big. Okay. Is there anything else that you would say is descriptive? Yes, sir.
Side by side is how the plates are.
A good side by side is descriptive because now you have an image of how the plates are. Good. Side by side. Anything else? Yes, ma'am. 3. It's describing how many. We have lots of description in this sentence, don't we?
Yes.
Okay. What else do you notice? Yes, ma'am.
The sentence is declarative.
It's a declarative sentence because it just is a what kind of sentence? What makes it declarative?
A telling sentence.
A telling sentence. It has a period. Good. Yes, sir.
Dish is a vivid verb.
Ooh, I love it. Instead of just saying he scooped it out, or he served it, or he cut it, he dished up 3 plates. Dished is a vivid verb. If you missed any of these, should you be copying? Yes. Yes, ma'am.
They have commas in the series?
Commas in, oh, is it commas in a series?
No, just commas.
Just commas. Just commas. It's not commas in a series because it's not listing things. We have commas after 3 plates and after side by side because they pause to tell you that those plates are what? Side by side. That's why they put the commas. Dad dished up 3 plates side by side. Could he have said Dad dished up pieces of pie on 3 plates that were side by side?
Sure.
Yeah, but that would be a really long kind of wordy sentence. So they put those commas in there to separate it. Good. Yes, ma'am. Say again.
Dad is a proper noun.
Dad is a proper noun because that's his name we call him. Okay, you should have skipped lines on your sentence so that you can label the parts of speech. And you should have labeled the parts of speech with all of the parts that you know. So, yes, sir, what did you get?
Plates is a plural noun.
Plates is a plural noun. Good job. Plural noun. Yes, ma'am.
Dished is a vivid verb.
Good. Dished is a verb, and it is a vivid verb. Good. How do we know it's a verb?
Because you can dish something. Because you have.
Right. It's what he did. You can actually do it. Good. Yes, ma'am.
Dad is a proper noun.
Dad is a proper noun. Yes, ma'am.
3 side by side and big are all adjectives.
Okay. I agree with you on 2 of them. 3 is an adjective. How do you know it's an adjective?
It's describing how many.
How many what?
How many plates?
And what do we know plates is?
It's a noun.
It's a noun. Good. So we know adjectives describe nouns. What's the other one that you said?
Side by side.
Side by side. Let's skip that one for now. What's the other one that you said?
Big.
Big. How do you know big is an adjective? Oh, wait. Let's let her answer.
Because it's describing how many pieces.
Okay. Well, not how many.
The size of pieces.
The size of the pieces. Good. It's describing the size of the pieces. So what must pieces be?
A plural noun.
It's also a plural noun.
What about
Because big being an adjective, we know an adjective describes
A noun.
a noun, and so pieces must be a noun. Yes, ma'am.
I put the dish as a past tense verb.
Okay, dished is also a past tense verb. That could be your choice that you share with me, but you chose a different one. Yes, ma'am. Ooh, and is a conjunction. How do you know it's a conjunction? What is it doing?
It's separating.
Okay, saying you have something else. It's joining big pieces of pie and giant scoops of ice cream. Yes, ma'am. Ooh, say again.
Giant is a verb.
Is giant, can you giant? Giant. Right now, do it. Can you do it? So is it a verb? Let's see if someone can help you on that one. Yes.
Giant is an adjective.
Giant is an adjective because what's it doing?
It's
Describing the size of
The
the scoops of ice cream. So what must scoops be? Well, it is a plural because it has an S. It must be a noun because adjectives describe nouns. So this is a plural
How
noun.
come scoop side by side is it
Let's talk about it. I want to talk about it. You're coming back to that side by side. It's bothering you, isn't it? Okay, let's think about it. Do you describe the plates as side by side? What did they do side by side? I kind of just gave it away. What is side by side? Because he did something that was side by side. Do you know? By is a preposition, but when we put side by side together, it's a phrase. And it's describing how he did it.
He put it.
So what is a word that describes how he did it? How he did something. Adverb. Side by side is an adverb because he dished them side by side. So how did he dish them? Side by side. He also dished up side by side. So what's up? Adverb. Very good. Oh, I see two more words that you should know because they are easy peasy. Yes, sir. Ice cream is a noun because it's a what? It's a thing. It's a noun.
It's a thing you eat.
Okay. And what else?
Pie
Is a noun. Y'all are so smart. Okay. We're going to stop there because the other words are words that we don't need to know. Do you want to label them?
Yes.
Does it bother you? Okay. With and of are both not conjunctions. With big pieces. Can you with? No. Y'all. Oh, I heard somebody. Preposition. With is a preposition. P-R-E-P period. We can abbreviate it. And of. Both ofs are prepositions. P-R-E-P period. We can abbreviate it because they're little words. We don't have room to write the whole word. Okay, good job. The next thing you're going to do for me in your notebook, On the next page is an adjective pie to go with our enemy pie. And in this activity, you're going to cut around the outside of the pie. Please don't cut on the black line because we'll be here all day waiting for you to cut that out. So just cut around it, glue it down, and then you need to look at your list of words over here to decide which ones are adjectives. The activity gives you a hint because there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tabs. So guess how many of these words will be adjectives? 8. So you're going to cut these out only if they're adjectives and glue them down just on the little tabs. Okay?
How will you know which ones to glue down on your adjective pie?
Because anything that can describe a noun, like giant, it can describe me. If I was any bigger, I can describe myself as giant.
Okay, so it describes nouns. Good.
All right, today is our invitation to what? Revise. Show me what invitation to edit looks like. Show me what it looks like with your hands. What's our motion for invitation to edit? That's right, invitation to edit. Because what are we doing when we edit?
It makes it look better.
Make it look better. And so what's our invitation to revise?
Makes it sound better.
Makes it sound better. Very good. Well, I have revised our sentence for this week. Let's see if you can figure out how I revised it. First, look at your sentence and let's read it together. Dad dished up 3 plates side by side with big pieces of pie and giant scoops of ice cream. Very good. So now listen to my sentence. I revised. Listen. Dad dished up 3 plates side by side with huge pieces of pie and ginormous scoops of ice cream. What did I do to make it sound better? Yes, sir.
Instead of with big pieces, you put huge pieces of pie and ginormous, and instead of giant for the scoops of ice cream, you put ginormous.
Ginormous. Very good. So what did I revise? What part of speech?
Adjectives.
My adjectives, that focus that we've been looking at this week, all those adjectives. So instead of saying big and giant, I said huge and ginormous. Now remember, when you revise, you are keeping the meaning of the sentence the same. So the words that you change should be what kinds of words?
Adjectives.
If you change adjectives, they should also be adjectives that have the same meaning. What kinds of words are those? Starts with an S.
Synonyms.
Not simile, what?
Synonyms.
Synonyms. Very good. They should be synonyms, meaning they have the same meaning. Because we're not changing the meaning. We don't want small pieces of pie. We still want to have big pieces of pie. Okay? Could you change a verb? Sure, we could make a verb more vivid, couldn't we?
Yep.
Okay, so your turn. You have a go. Let's see what you can do.
Dad dished up 3 plates side by side with massive pieces of pie and gigantic scoops of ice cream.
Dad dished up 3 pieces of mouth-watering pie on each of our plates, side by side, and put huge scoops of ice cream on our plates. Dad snatched up 3 plates side by side with enormous pieces of pie and huge scoops of vanilla, chocolate, fresh made, and delicious ice cream.
Dad scooped up 3 plates next to each other with gigantic pieces of pie and huge blobs of ice cream.
Today is your favorite day of mentor sentences. What's today?
Invitation to imitate.
Invitation to imitate. So we're going to take the sentence that we've been reading and using all week long. And what?
Imitated. Write our own sentence, but use the style that the author used.
Very good. We're going to have the same style as the author and the same structure as the author. But do we have to talk about pie and ice cream?
No.
Do we have to talk about Dad?
No.
No. And you don't even have to talk about food. Now, Miss Ivy loves food. So, I stuck with food in my sentence. Are you ready to hear how I imitated?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Mom dished up 4 plates, because I have 4 people in my family. 4 plates side by side with giant slabs of steak and huge spoonfuls of mashed potatoes. Okay, so let's talk for just a second. Let's talk for just a second about what I did in my sentence that is like the author, but I don't have the same sentence. Who can tell me something I did that's similar, that I imitated? Yes, ma'am.
You stuck this dished up the amount of plates and side by side.
Okay, I kept the same vivid verb because I really like that vivid verb, dished. Dished up and the same, and I changed the number of plates, but I said there were plates. And those plates were side by side. What else did I do that was the same or similar? Yes, no? Did you change your mind? Okay, yes. I still have the 2 commas because I'm telling you there were plates and they were side by side before I continued telling you what was on the plates. Yes, ma'am, what else?
You said you used food.
Okay, I stayed with food. I stuck with food. Do you have to talk about food?
No.
Okay, no. But you can, right? Yes, ma'am, what else? Oh, I still described my parts of my plate, what was on my plate. I still have giant slabs of steak instead of pieces of pie, and I have huge spoonfuls of mashed potatoes instead of scoops of ice cream. So I still told about 2 things, and I described both of them. You think you can do it?
Yeah.
I think you can. I'm going to come around and take a peek. I'll be putting stars next to the ones that we're going to celebrate. You good?
Yeah.
Get going.